All right, Sierra, split of the day overall. Give me your overall thoughts on the two games today. You got the win in the first game, obviously the loss in the second game, but it's just day one.
I think we came out strong and very excited. Obviously, it's a new season with a lot of newcomers. I think we all came out ready to win. Obviously, we came short the second game, but I still feel like that's a good learning moment for us continuing on through the season.
How does it feel to get that first hit of the season to kind of get things going? Does that kind of get you pumped up for the?
Yeah, obviously it does. I pour into my team, and I knew they were going to do it. If I wasn't going to do it, someone else was going to for sure.
You kind of did well in fielding too. You had that great catch that kind of bounced off of the catcher's glove. How'd you feel doing fielding today?
I'm always feeling more comfortable on the infield, but I also pour into my pitchers as much as I can. But staying connected with my team helps me a lot.
A lot of new freshmen in there. Just talk about how they did there. They all contributed to that first game win there, and even played well the second.
I think the freshmen showed up very well. I don't think anybody expected any different from the freshmen. Since day one, they came out and have been competing ever since day one.
Coach Bear talked about playing these ranked teams, these 10 ranked teams. What you guys can learn from this game, maybe that you guys can take on as you guys move through this?
To face this opponent, regardless of their numbers, where we're at in this season, we're going to play. We call them Sally. It doesn't matter who is on the other side of the field. We're going to play our ball.
What's the biggest thing you think you guys learned about yourselves today?
I think this game we could have came out a little bit stronger and more intensive with our approach at the plate.
Issa, with a great debut there, getting the shutout. What did that mean? What's it like? You saw her last year. She redshirted, watched the learn, and today was fantastic.
Yeah. Issa's been carving us all up in practice, and we knew she was going to come out and give it to somebody. Well, honestly, I'm super proud of her and her trials and everything she's been through, but yeah.
You guys still have NC State, Illinois, and JMU ahead. What do you guys want to improve on and looking ahead to those matchups?
Coming out better with sticking to our approach that we have to the pitcher. Obviously, we came out and only had 2 hits against Georgia, so we'll come out and give it to NC State and everyone after that.
A lot of new players in the dugout. How does that dugout compare, the energy compared to other dugouts you played in the past?
We have definitely less more people, but everyone still brings the energy as much as we can. We try to pull each other together and just be as loud as possible.
Doing good? Yep.
Okay.
All right, Isabella, tell me, what was it like, that moment of being finally there in the circle, making your debut after redshirting last year? How'd you feel in there?
It was just a great opportunity. I was really excited to finally be on the field with my teammates and get after it.
What did you think of your performance in the first game? What stood out to you that you liked what you did, and what are some things you think you can improve on a little bit?
I liked my approach and just trusting what Coach Bear was calling and then trusting in my preparation. I was worried about just giving the ball to my defense and trusting my teammates and that they were behind me.
What did you find out you were getting the start?
Before the game, so it was exciting.
What, nerves? Any deal, or were you how did you feel there from a nerve standpoint?
I'm good nerves, excited nerves, but just like I said before, trusting in my preparation that I prepared for a long time for this moment.
Did you know you were that idea you might get to start today? Or did you
she told me before the game, so I got mentally prepared and ready in the bullpen to come out hot in the first inning.
What's the biggest thing you noticed with those Bakersfield batters, basically?
They were aggressive, so it's just trusting my stuff and having them beat my best.
You came in at the 6th in the Georgia game. What do you know about the Georgia guys?
They were patient in the beginning, but also aggressive swingers. So just same thing, getting out of the situation for my team, and then giving the ball to them, and just
We had to contrast both the Bakersfield and Georgia batters. What's the biggest thing you noticed?
They're both great hitting teams, so it's just location and then trusting in Coach Bear.
It's early, but what can you take from a game like against Georgia tonight that maybe you guys can use a little bit down the road that help you build up against some other teams?
Pitching-wise, just having each other's back. I feel the same thing for offense. Just picking each other up and just passing the bat and continuing to just keep fighting all 7 innings.
How'd that feel getting the start and then coming in the second game, seeing that head coach has trust in you to come in during the game?
So just having trust in her and having trust in my preparation, and then just doing whatever my team needs to get out of the inning so we can go back and score some runs.
Your offense obviously backed you up there. You got that big first inning. How big was that? And as well, you had to kind of get locked in after a long first inning sitting there.
Yeah, it was just great to see everyone on offense just doing their thing, and this is our first game, so just being aggressive at the plate, and then for me it's just being ready to go back out and to the other team down and have their back.
You started in relief tonight, so you got experiences of both there. How much is that going to help you now moving forward, that you finally, hey, I made my debut, I'm good to go now moving forward?
Just being ready in every situation, like no matter where the game is, like knowing what I need just in case I do go in.
Oh, good.
Good. All right, Coach, split on opening day here. A lot of young new faces there. Just your overall thoughts on the day.
Yeah, I love how we came out the first game. Played just awesome UCF softball, right? I think our pitchers had a really good night tonight. I know it doesn't show in a 1-1 record, but I'm really impressed with what our pitchers did and how they kind of worked off of each other. Georgia is an amazing offensive team, and to keep them to singles across the board is, I mean, it's impressive. And we just got to clean some things up.
Coach, you got to see 5 different pitchers tonight that you have. Did you get kind of the look that you wanted from them? Did you see what you wanted from them going ahead?
Yeah, I think just, a couple pitches here and there, and it's a different ball game from the defense, but we got to put the game in motion offensively too. We had a lot of pressure on our pitching and defense because our offense didn't really. We didn't put enough pressure on them after that first inning. I loved how he came out, especially after the called strikeout on the timing violation, and we get a walk, and then we lay down that bunt, and the momentum's in our hands, and then we give up the 2 runs after that. So I think just learning from it. But I love what our pitchers did today, and then just cleaning. Like I said, if I could really work on 5 pitches on the night, that's what I would want them to work on, and so that's not bad for as many pitches as they threw tonight.
What can you guys take? I asked you about playing the ranked teams, 10 games or 10 teams of the season. What can you take from a game like this? I know it's early on in the season, but is there something that you could maybe use this as a nugget somewhere down the road, maybe to help this team out?
Yeah, I think we played the team on the jersey. Even though we talked about it, we said let's just bring that same game. You saw a little bit quieter, tighter team in that game too. And so what we learned is, we don't know if our loose, Knights that normally play that game real loose and aggressive, we don't know if it's going to work if we don't use it. And so, we got to get after that. But again, we're young. It's day 1. Doesn't mean I didn't, I dug into them a little bit, and then I loved them really hard after. But yeah, I think it's really, getting there consistent with our game and having more pressure, competition, competitive at-bats than what you saw this evening.
You'd like to see him play a little looser maybe in the second game, just a little tight?
Yeah, and I think also just really sticking to a plan. I thought we looked like we were individuals up there instead of a team offense. And when we play team offense, game 1, you saw that. And that team held a really good hitting team in NC State to a really tight game. So it doesn't matter who you play, right? You got to just continue to keep playing your game. And I look forward to getting to do it again tomorrow.
Coach, you had Isabella and Yesenia get the starts today, making their collegiate debuts. Granted, one was redshirt freshman, one's a true freshman. Just what did you notice? What was the big motivation of giving them kind of that giving them the start in their first collegiate games on field, and what do you see out of them?
Yeah, well, I think they make me look really smart as a recruiter for pitching. But 2 thoughts. I'm going to give them the ball again. That's what they're here for. And then I thought, wow, we've got a really, really strong future, bright future, because they're both freshmen. So, and I love how the others came in after, right? Macy Miles, redshirting last year, getting her debut, just looking as comfortable. If anyone played loose, I think Macy Miles did, right? So, I'm really impressed with that. But yeah, I'm excited to give them the ball again and see what they do in the next couple of days.
What's your biggest takeaway from today?
I think for me, it's just really getting into that mindset, right? It's everything that we focused on, we talked about it. Nothing occurred today that we didn't talk about. I think just kind of helping them get out of their own way a little bit. But yeah, they want to be coached hard. They want to be coached to go to the highest level. And so that means I need to do a better job of that. And so I'll wear that, and I'll get better for the group, because they deserve it and they earned it, and they're worth it. They're good. And I'm going to hold them to that standard.
How does that dugout compare to the other dugouts you coached in the past? I mean, it's a lot younger, it seems like.
They were on it the whole time, yeah. I thought the energy of the dugout was really, really good throughout the entire game. And I loved how we came off the bench. Like, we had a couple people come off the bench and have some really competitive at-bats. You saw Beth, not our fastest runner, but shoot, she got to third on her at-bat. So I really like how they were ready for it. And then they got fired up when Dina Cunningham came in and got hit by the ball. And so we have it, right? It's just, again, we got to get out of our own way and know that we belong here. And we belong, and we should be, winning at the end of that game.
You got a lot of position players in the game. Pretty almost everybody. It seemed like just what does that mean moving forward? To get that feet wet now, they all can exhale. Hey, okay, we got the first day done. Now we can move forward there.
Yeah. I mean, it tells me that I can trust any of them out there. I thought they all did really well. Their communication was great. And like I said, defensively, I thought we played really good ball. And so it helps to my type of game. You know how I like to play matchups and keep the other team off balance and really utilize our lineup. And so I like how they were able to do that today.
Yeah, there was a moment before the Georgia game where they were kind of playing hacky sack over here, and then you got everyone huddled up, and then you walked away from the huddle with your hands up. What kind of message did you send to them before the game started?
Something silly. I was kind of trying to get them to be a little chippy, and I was just, having fun with them, but yeah, I mean, that's me. I'm a goofball, and they know it, and I appreciate them for letting me be my true, authentic self. But yeah, just something to get them chippy. Maybe I need to do a little bit better because I think they could be chippier. Yeah.
You got NC State now tomorrow. Now, how do they take us through that from now till then? For these players now, they got their games to fit in. We've got one game tomorrow.
Yeah, we got 30 minutes to just breathe and decompress from this game, and then it's back at it. And again, so early, like we'll dive into scouting other teams, and NC State, like I said, they can swing it. I mean, they've got some good power. But I think it's really like figuring out who we are and playing our game. So this year, I mean, you know me, I've been a huge scouter and just really game planning. But this year I've been really focusing on us playing the best ball that we can play. And when we execute that, then we can move to the next step. So, but yeah, same thing, take care of the ball. Let's pitch our best pitches when they're required, and just better team offense mentality and getting the clutch hit when we need it.
All good?